So I'll show you my setup here for what I'm giving the horses. I'm treating one for laminitis slash insulin resistance slash alsike poisoning. So this horse has all three of those things. And the other horse, I've been treating her for heaves. And she's she's a draft horse and she's overweight. So I have them on a very strict diet. So what I got here is I just have some beet pulp that I've already made up. The draft mare, she gets 2 solo cups of hydrated beet pulp. And the pony, which is the one that gets all the extra stuff because of his condition, he is getting a 1 cup or 1 solo cup. So I think it's like 1.5. No, I think it's a full 1 cup measure of beet pulp rehydrated. So this is how it looks once it's been rehydrated. And I bring the buckets in the afternoon and I let it sit at least 6 hours. What I'm doing is, because he's restricted on how much food I'm giving him, I'm giving him some flax oil right on into his beet pulp. About not quite a tablespoon, I'd say, maybe a tablespoon. Actually, I'm giving the mare some too, just a little bit, because she's restricted on her. Stuff as well. And as we know, you need some good fats in order to properly digest some minerals. Some minerals, not so much, but others, yes, you do. Okay, so milk thistle is something, this is just normal milk thistle, and I'm using this for the liver. I'm kind of regenerating the liver. Oh, this one's empty. I gotta find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I'll just knock everything over. Here it is. The new one come in. Try to do this one-handed as best I can. So for the pony, I give him this is kind of maintenance now. I give him about a 1/2 scoop for his liver. Mare doesn't need it. She was on it when I first brought her in off the pasture and stuff. She was definitely needing it before. I'm just gonna wait till kind of get this figured out. Okay, VitaBoost. So vitamins, I have them both on vitamins. Let's see if I can get some better lighting in here. So there's copper, iron, manganese, iodine, zinc, selenium, dextrose, thiamine, riboflavin, like B12s. Everything is in here that we need. And so I'm giving 1 scoop to the mare. Actually, I'm giving a heaping scoop to the mare of this stuff. This is a new thing. I ran out trying to get into it without making a big mess. I give the mare, I guess about that much. Because these minerals are in other things that she's getting. So she gets 1. And the pony is getting 1/2. So I love these products. This is from Herbs for Horses. I've been ordering from them for a few years now, and I've seen really fast results. Devil's Claw, I'm going to give him a little bit for inflammation. Actually, I don't think he needs it tonight. Never mind. I've been giving him Devil's Claw. The jury's out on that one. Lots of people say it's useless to give them Devil's Claw. I personally take Devil's Claw and Cat's Claw for inflammation and joint pain. And so I do find it helpful. I'm going to give a little bit of B1. Now B1 helps helps to stimulate an appetite. And it actually, from my experience, it helps a horse not tie up. And when you have a horse with laminitis, they're up and down quite a bit. So that's my deal. Devil's Claw, don't really need that. That was the empty one. Okay, what else we got? Simmer Down. Now this product has been mixed by Herbs for Horses. And it is to help improve insulin resistance. And since I started this, I've seen a very big improvement in this pony. See, I had the blood work done on him, but they didn't do the panel that I thought that was getting done. I thought, because I was absolutely 100% sure it was insulin resistance from what was going on with him. And as you'll see it yourself. But, so I did the testing, whatnot, and then it's like, well, we don't know for sure if it is that, so we have to do another blood test or some more testing. And I'm like, no, I know exactly what it is, and I'm treating him for it, and he's responding to it. So that's where I'm going with it. It's definitely insulin resistance. So I got ProBio, I can't even pronounce this, ProBio Plus. Okay, this is something for the guts. And I just want to go back to this Simmer Down stuff first. Simmer Down. Oh, I forgot to put some in Bailey's. Whoops. So Simmer Down, it is made by this company for helping with the insulin resistance. So this blend, it has a whole bunch of things in it. It has nutritional yeast and stuff, which is your B vitamins. It has extra B vitamins. It's got a lot of good things. It has cinnamon bark, which some people say that cinnamon bark is too hot for a horse that's laminitic, especially due to insulin resistance. I'm finding results with this product, and I'm going to give some to Bailey as well, because we've been having some, not a full scoop, just a little bit. We've been having some thunderstorms and stuff. And I like how it has anti-inflammatory properties, but it also does calm them just a little bit. And it smells, like seriously, I don't know if it's this stuff or the ProBio. I think it's the ProBio. It smells like gingerbread cookies. Like, yeah, between the ProBio Plus and the ProBio Plus, yes, and the Simmer Down, it smells like gingerbread cookies. Like, it smells like Christmas morning in here. It smells so good. So of the ProBio, again, it's just more B vitamins, and it has a few other things that are more easily helps to support the digestive system, because I'm trying to heal his hind gut. So I can support his liver, get his liver rebuilt. I'm going to give a little bit to Bailey as well. Even though she's a draft, she should get more, but I'm just giving her a maintenance dose. All right. So this stuff I'm trying to use up because it's expired. I actually got this from my old thoroughbred gelding, but he's since passed away. And I used to give him this. And I need to use it up because it's quite old, and this is prebiotics and probiotics. Just trying to get in here. I normally wouldn't give my horses this much stuff, and you could get stuff mixed up, so that's about what I'm giving the pony. Remember, I'm treating this horse for some very serious medical conditions. He's been in the barn for 2 months, and he should be able to be ridden next week. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. Oh well. Bailey gets a little less. No, Iceman gets a little bit more, I guess. There. So probiotics in those two. And then I give the pony, oops, I forget when you shake it, you have to plug the end of this and then shake it because it flies out. I'm giving him some Mobility Plus. It's helped support the joints. And it has peppermint, flaxseed, herring oil, and boswellia. I can't pronounce that very well. And it has alfalfa and water in it. I'm just giving him a little bit. I know some people will be like, well, horses shouldn't get herring oil. It's helping. So I'm not doing it long term. He is out of whack, and his liver needs rescuing. His body needs rescuing. And this is what's working for us. This horse, this pony, I didn't think he was gonna make her. I was 85% sure that I would be going out in the morning and finding him croaked. but he's come a long way, and so this is what I'm doing. So I just mix this all up. Kind of get it all stirred in there. And then, I don't think I ordered these, but they came in my shipment. And they are Herbits, and these are sugar-free horse treats. And so I just put a little sprinkle of those on top. I also have these other pellets. They are Hoofmaster. Now, because this horse is laminitic, he just broke out on his foot. I don't think it's from laminitis. I think it's from pawing, because I took his buddy away and he couldn't see. I'm not giving him very much. I'm just giving him a little bit because he is a pony. I'm just kind of adding that in there. And this is a pellet with more vitamins. A lot of the same repeating vitamins again. That's why I'm just trying to... Oh, that's French, I think. Like, why can't I read those words? What's going on? Yeah, just more. There's flaxseed, lysine, beet pulp. You know, it's just a lot of repeating stuff. Cobalt, iodine, those kind of things. So he's not getting pasture, right? So it's important that I give this stuff. It's important that I give this in balance and make sure I'm putting in enough vitamins and minerals, because he's only getting hay and beet pulp, right? And so we have to make sure he's getting the essentials that he needs. And he's not in the sun. He's out of the sun. He's locked up in the barn in the shade because of having alsike poisoning. And, you know, the reason he has alsike poisoning is because our neighbor has buffalo pasture right next to us, and he likes to reach his head through, and it come through so fast. We sprayed our pasture, and it come up so quick with the weather that we've been having, and I noticed one day he's sore, and I'm like, what the heck? And, you know, you don't notice it. Like, it's just, I guess this year we've been I don't ride a pony, so I wasn't paying attention to the pony. And my son that rides him, it's his horse. He was with his biological mom for a week, and that's all it takes before of not seeing him or handling that horse, and then things go south. But that pony was... he was prone to it before. He's had it before. We just got him last year at a horse sale, and he had all kinds of health issues with him. But anyway, that's what I do. The mare, she doesn't really get a lot. I do give, if she's coughing, I do give this product called Kick the Cough. And I also give her this product called Breathe. Now, Breathe works pretty well. She doesn't need it because she cleared right up. What I do is, if she ends up having a fit with breathing or coughing or having a flare-up of heaves, what I do is I fill this syringe. I just put like that stuff into the jar, and then I fill the syringe. It doesn't have a needle on or anything. Just fill it up, and then I give it to her in the mouth, because she won't eat the food because she hates the taste. And I do that for each of these, but she's a big mare, so she needs a lot. And I do 3 treatments, only 3 days in a row, and usually it goes up clears up 100%. So this is eucalyptus, fennel, anise, hyssop, horsehound, sodium, benzoate, and potassium sorbate and water is what's in this Breathe product. I do have a pellet. She won't eat it. She did in the winter when the other horses were kind of competing for it, but she will not eat it now because she really hates it. I need to learn to read French. Okay, the Kick the Cough with vitamin C. It has apple juice, fennel, menthol, eucalyptus, honey, lemon juice, licorice, and vitamin C. And I give that to her. I have a horse that has some seasonal allergies, and she gets a little bit of stable cough as well, and I give it to her once in a while, but she only needs it maybe once a month. It just depends on the weather. But those 2 products, I never usually use them more than 3 days in a row, and I I mean, they've cleared up some pretty nasty stuff. And the only reason that mare got heaves was because we opened up the pasture into another side, and she ended up putting her snout into the shit pile from the barn that had some moldy hay in it, and we didn't notice because I didn't think that horse would eat shit. But the gelding was he was pushing her out, and she got heaves from it just one night, and she had it, but she must have obviously had it previously, a previous condition. And so I'm like, I'm the worst video or multitasker there is. I usually have this all organized. I just got a shipment in, and to restock my pharmacy, and so that's why it's all kind of all over the deep freeze and stuff right now. But time to go feed. Gracie. And Bailey. Pretty lady. Got to cleaning it, and I forgot I was going to video it so you could see what we're doing for this little guy's feet. He's still a little forward on that one foot, but that's been something normal for his laminitis. He's always had that 1 foot forward right from the day we bought him. And so it's hard to tell. He has no pulse, no heat, and it's not really dropped or anything. He's a little stiff and sore, but he does also just always has favored it a little bit. It's kind of just one of those things. So what we have in here, as soon as we started to see him become lame, what I did is I brought him into this kind of makeshift barn we have because, well, we don't have a real barn yet. And so what this is it has gravel underneath these pads. Now these rubber mats are 3/4 inch rubber mats, and we had these set up before, so it's not like we did it special for him. This is just what we have these 3/4 inch mats, and we put about 8 or 9 bags of shavings in here. So that's a couple 3 inches of shavings on top of 3/4 inch mats, which are on top of squishy gravel. So when he walks, it's like squishing down because it's on gravel. It's not compacted gravel, it's just loose gravel. And then he has a layer of shavings, which I'll show you what it looks like. But we have him in a big pen. It's not a little square pen. We want him to move around because he has what we perceive as insulin resistance. See, these are fat pads here. What happened is he had no back. It was like this big fat pad. It come all the way over his bum. We got rid of a lot of that, but he still, as you can see, has these little fat pads. So you want him, because of that condition, we wanted him to keep moving, but we wanted him not to have, see, it's much worse on this side, especially when he turns his head. We wanted him to be able to heal his hooves, and that's why I put him on such a really hard, see, when he moves, you can really see that fat pad. And he always had one. We didn't know what it was. We just thought he was a fat pony. Never had a pony before. Never really experienced that before. And he had something here, but it wasn't as big. And he did get really overweight and stuff. He's really shedding. He didn't lose his winter hair, which is first sign that he was in distress. Yeah, I know, buddy. And so we've also been spraying him every day with bug spray because the mosquitoes are insane. And that makes his hair fall out. So we got to find a different remedy for that. But One of the things that I've noticed, and I don't know why, I haven't been able to get an answer for what this is. It's kind of like a wax, but one of the things that we needed to watch for was to see if he was jaundiced. And he did have a little yellowing in his gums for a little while there when it got really bad. But what I'm really noticing is he's turning yellow in his mane. I don't know if you can see how well that shows up. It's coming out in his, it's coming out in his oils of his body. So his liver is actually doing something, but his eyes are not jaundiced. His gums were good. I'm gonna get him patted in and get his food done. He has grease on his nose. I don't know where he got that from, or dirt or something. So yeah, that's what we're doing. 3/4 inch pads on some squishy gravel with 3 inches of shavings on his feet in a bigger pen where he can still move, get mobility to keep in check his other issues. Okay, so I got, what does 8 bags of shavings look like to a pony? You fenced in there, buddy. Looks like a lot, but it's worth it. It's all spread out. If you do this method, one thing people should always remember when you're using extra shavings with horses, especially when you're building it up, you want to make sure that it's quite level and uniform, that there's not big clumps. So if they lay down and they roll, or they just lay down to take the, have a rest or whatever horses do sometimes, you want to make sure that they can't get stuck on their back, because it happens a lot too often in barns and stables where the shavings are just kind of thrown in and not raked up around, and a horse gets stuck on their back. So always make sure you do that just as safety precaution. You don't want to come out and find your horse not breathing in the morning. So this is the problem we're having, why we're getting alsike. The pasture next door is all alsike, and even though we spray, it finds its way in. So this part of the yard here didn't get sprayed. We just sprayed the pastures. And so that's where it's coming from. They stick their heads through in our pasture over yonder and through the fence, and they get it. So the moral of the story is check your horses every day, and check your pastures every day too. So this girl, for her, I'll show you what we do to treat her for heaves. So for that mare, what I do is I fill a tub with water, a quarter full of water, grab some shook out hay. This is 2-year-old hay because we had a feed shortage. What I do is I just pack it in, soak it. I do the same thing with the pony, because horses that are insulin resistant require this, because it helps pull the sugar. Like, you soak the hay, it helps pull the sugar out of the hay, which is better, right? You don't want to give your insulin resistant horse a bunch of sugar. So for the mare, I do this because I'm taking out the dust. And for the pony, I do this because I'm taking out the sugar and the dust. And so the mare, she kind of is getting the same treatment. That's okay. I just pack it right in as tight as I can. You'll get slivers, but this is the best way. I find that these tubs break when you do it with the fork, and also you miss a lot of spots sometimes, so this is the best way to make sure it's all saturated. There's a website you can build a hay steamer, which might be a better option. I'm not planning on doing this forever, that's for sure. He gets his hay. I gotta go get him his beet pulp yet. Hey buddy. I gave him a few cubes, but I'm gonna pull that out, put his beet pulp in. I give him the beet pulp and the hay at night so that he eats the hay first, and then when he's hungry, he has to eat the beet pulp. And that seems to work really well. So, they blowing away. Woo, it's gonna be a nice, freaking wonderful thunderstorm again. Downfall to having the shavings on mats like this is we've been getting a lot of rain, and as the ground water whatever level comes up, I mean everything, there's no dry places, so what happens is it comes through the cracks and it does saturate the shavings a lot sooner than what we would want. I did find that it was beneficial with Laminitis because it really kept his feet cool. And it was something that I didn't have to ice him or anything like that. So it was kind of like a good thing in one sense.